The Arkansas River, being one of the most western navigable points in the United States, offers Kansas customers a competitive edge on fertilizer supply and pricing with just-in-time deliveries. What I mean there is it's one of the most western navigable points in the United States to provide competitive, cost-effective ways to get goods to the center of the U.S. That's huge. Just-in-time deliveries. Yes, it takes 30 days to get a barge from NOLA to Inola or Catoosa. However, that's 60 trucks per one barge. And you guys have heard that in here. That means a lot. So we balance that, we time that, and then we have warehouse space at the ports to supply back up into Kansas and Oklahoma. Without the barge supply of product, it would be impossible to provide all the products needed in the short 2 to 3 month spring and 2 to 3 month fall demand windows. Hear that, 2 to 3 months to provide all the fertilizer. And you guys saw 700 and some odd thousand tons going into just Kansas. Steve, I made the comment, 1.5 million?
Pardon?
Is it 1.5 million that comes up the Arkansas on fertilizer, for fertilizer, total, for total? Because I think that's important. And I know you guys are all looking at
it's more than that.
What is the number?
Probably about, into Oklahoma, probably about 2.2 million tons.
That's an important number to hear, because remember, it's the whole pool. It's not just Kansas. And I know we're focused on Kansas because we're staying in here in Kansas and we're Wildcats today, right? But the important thing is it's not just Kansas. By using Arkansas River, we estimate a savings of $10 to $20 per short ton. And in writing this, I found the errors. That is using current market structure. If you were to take the Arkansas River away, that would change substantially. $20 per short ton per Kansas customers base. Without the river system, we would have to use rail terminals or truck products from long distances to provide the state of Kansas fertilizer. If this became the case, just-in-time deliveries that customers have come to expect would not be possible. We don't believe this is a viable option, as with the current truck and rail supply is extremely tight with the system in place today. It is like turning water to wine to provide our customers a service they have come to expect in the years. The Arkansas River allows ADM Fertilizer to supply Kansas customers with just-in-time deliveries that they need to ensure that they do not run out of product. That's an important piece. The customers, everybody from a business perspective looks for efficiencies. And it doesn't make sense for everybody to go out there and build the space that they need to provide the customer the service he expects. You can't turn the shed enough. So you build a lot of space. However, if we just depend on rail cars and trucks to provide that service to those customers, it'll never happen. You cannot logistically manage it or do it. So what would end up happening is the customers would have to increase their time window from a just-in-time or in-season service to a larger window and spend a whole bunch of monies to increase infrastructure to have storability to make it there in time. So you're asking, by not supporting the river, you're asking your constituents to spend a lot of money to increase that. So whether we spend it on the river or we spend it locally, it's, how do you want to choose? And I'll touch off with U.S. domestic. So there's some questions, concerns that are coming about. With U.S. domestic nitrogen production coming online, we could see changes in flows in the coming years. This is why we need to continue to make the river system more competitive today. Things, in our opinion, that would help would be investigating and locking dams. I wasn't familiar with the White River issue. That is something that's huge, that's going to be on our radar now. And we would also like to see the drafts on the Arkansas River increased. That would help exponentially from a grain perspective and from a fertilizer perspective. Guys, you know, it's kind of one of those things that I kind of laugh about. I was teaching one of my younger kids that I managed in our Kansas City office. If you want to get something done in a big corporation, and is everybody familiar with ADM in here? If you want to get something done in a big corporation, all you got to do is say, this is what we want to do, but at the end of it, say, for safety reasons. And for some reason, people perk up and pay attention, right? Bottom line, for safety reasons, I don't know about you guys, but it's scary enough driving up and down the highway. If we try to add, that is, what did you say, 117,000 trucks coming just to our state, I wouldn't want to turn my 16-year-old loose anymore on a car.
Especially if he drives like you.
I've ridden with you, don't talk. Anyhow, thank you guys for your time. I told you I'd be brief. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Any questions?